Okay, let's tackle our third deliverable, and this is a bit tricky one. Definitely not something that you'll see very often. So, as you see, we'll be building the watering joiner. That is a joiner between plant and person, just like Planned Parenthood. However, it serves a different purpose. So Planned Parenthood serves the purpose of tracking the ownership of the plants. However, watering serves the purpose of tracking when the plant was watered and also by whom, right? All right, so let's build this out. First, we need a new migration, of course, right? And it says here that we need to remember about the timestamps so that we can actually track when the waterings happened. So let's do that. So let's do regdb create migration, name, create waterings, right? Oh, okay. CD lecture kit. And now, once again. Okay, so I created the migration file, and inside the migration file, I will write, let me just close everything else. So in the migration file, I will write create table, waterings, do table helper and t.integer plant id t.integer person id t.timestamps. Okay, now I'm going to migrate this, rake db migrate, and I will look at my schema to see whether it actually migrated. I see waterings here, I see plant ID, person ID, that's correct. So now, the second point is always adding a corresponding model. So let's do that. So in the models, I am adding watering.rb, and I'll just copy this. Actually, I can copy Planned Parenthood because it's almost the same, right? So now, person, and this should be watering. By the way, let's just change in the Planned Parenthood, it's no longer Planned Parent, but person, right? Okay, so now let's look at our watering. Our watering belongs to a person and plant, right? Okay, now let's go to the plant. So in the plant, we actually will be building this again, right? So it's no longer Planned Parenthood, but waterings. And in the person model, it's again the same story. Has many Planned Parenthoods, now has many waterings. So now this is a bit problematic because you see that this shouldn't be plant children, this should be plants. So you see that we have actually two methods that are called the same. Now, will Ruby be smart enough? Let's see. So rake console. And so in rake console, let's just make sure that we do have a person, right? Person that's first. We do have a person here. Now let's just try creating a watering. Watering dot create. Person ID will be 1. Person plant ID will be 1, right? Okay, it was created. Watering dot all. Cool. And so now watering dot first and dot in the watering we say that it belongs to the person. Person. Cool. It works. So now let's save this person to say person dot first, right? Because it's a person with ID 1. So I will just save this person to a variable. And so now let's do person dot waterings. Cool, works. Person plants, it works. Awesome. But you see, now let's go to the second person who actually person dot second, and now second person dot plants, there are none, and that's a problem because if you look at our seeds, you will see that actually second person myself, right, does have a couple of plants through Planned Parenthood. So now what's happening? What's happening is that we asked Ruby, so we asked Active Record to overwrite the method plants to denote only those plants that come through the waterings and not the ones that come through Planned Parenthoods. Okay, so this is a problem. How can we fix this problem? Well, in order to fix this problem, we need to use something that's called an alias, right? And so how you do is you find an alias for the stuff that creates repetition and problems. So see how I do it. It belongs to a person. I will call this person water rare. And so now what comes next is you need to specify where to find this water, meaning what is the class of the water and what is the foreign key, right, on the table. If you look at our schema, you will see that there are foreign keys here, right, on the watering. You see that there's a plant and the person ID. So now we need to just tie everything neatly together so that Ruby will know where to find water because we don't have water in our database, right? So what we do, we say class name, person, and then foreign key, and that's going to be person ID, right? And now I will do the same for the plant. So this is going to be watery. And so this is plant, and this is going to be plant ID, okay? So first let's check whether this actually works, right? So let's see, watering dot first, and now dot water rare works, and now watery works. But we haven't fixed it the other way around, right? So now you will no longer say a person has many waterings, but wateries, right? And then in the plant, it doesn't have many people, but waterers, okay? So now let's check whether this works. So person equals person dot first. We see that it's Joel, so now person dot plants should give us one plant, right? Now person dot wateries should also give us one plant because Joel is caring only for one plant and watering only one plant. Cool, we don't see whether there's any difference. So let's go to second person equals person dot second. And so now second person dot plants. Here we should see a couple because Sylvia, takes care of a few plants. 1, 2, okay. And then if I do second person dot water Reese, nothing yet. Okay. And now let's see from the plant dot first dot water rares. It's only Joel. And plant dot first dot people. It's both us, right? So this is something that is more advanced. We definitely don't teach it, but sometimes our students do encounter this when, for example, you are trying to build self-referential model. You would build a self-referential model when, for example, you are building a social network platform and one person follows another person. So you have a person has many people, right? But it can be even more tricky because you have one person who follows another person. That's so self-referential, but you can also have one person who follows another person and is followed by another person, right? So in those kind of situations, you would use alias, just like here, right? Just so that Ruby knows what you mean and what you want from Ruby to, query. So first, if you want to set up an alias, you need to first find a good descriptive name. Then you say where Ruby should find it in which model, and then what this alias corresponds to, which foreign key, okay? And then on the other side, the alias that you came up with, you're using it instead of saying, has many people. So this is not something that, I expect you to be able to code, but I just want to give it to you as a resource so that you can get back to it if you ever need to. And you most probably will, because I see that almost every student sooner or later creates something that requires aliases. So now you know, if you need aliases, as soon as you have, as soon as two models, for example, have two different relationships with each other, right? So as soon as, because as soon you can think about it as that the method that is given to you by has many and belongs to is going to be overwritten, right? And so actually by has many. So this is why you would need alias. And another situation if you have user has many users, right? And belongs to a user, right? So if you have something like this, then you would need a self-referential as well. I mean, you would need an alias as well, because this is a self-referential. Okay, so I hope that this cleared it up.